20 snow. Still harvesting. Yeah, you heard that right. While your neighbors are inside crying over their dead tomato plants and saying goodbye to their precious basil, there are 7 crops out there laughing in the face of winter like absolute psychopaths. These are the zombie crops of November. The unkillable, the unstoppable, the I don't care about your frost warnings vegetables that keep growing when everything else has surrendered to the cold. And if you're not growing them, well, you're missing out on the most metal gardening experience of your life. Hit that subscribe button to Plant Care Secret right now, because we're about to reveal nature's most stubborn survivors. And trust me, you'll want to grow every single one of them. Look, November is brutal. It's dark, it's cold, and most gardens look like a plant graveyard. But here's the thing that drives me absolutely insane. People accept this. They just give up. They look at their empty garden beds and think, well, guess I'll see you in spring. No, absolutely not. Not on my watch. Because while everyone else is ordering sad, overpriced vegetables from the grocery store, you could be walking outside in your winter coat, brushing snow off leaves, and harvesting the freshest, most resilient crops known to humanity. Imagine the look on your dinner guests' faces when you say, oh, this? Just grabbed it from the garden this morning. In November. In the snow. Power move. Crop for 1, Kale. Let's start with the obvious champion. Kale. The cockroach of the vegetable world, except actually delicious when you know what you're doing. Listen, I used to think kale was just trendy health nut nonsense. Then I forgot about some plants in November, went out after the first frost, and found them not just alive but thriving. Frost actually makes kale sweeter because the plant converts starches to sugars as a survival mechanism. It's like kale looked at winter and said, is that all you got? These leaves will survive down to 15 degrees C, sometimes lower. Snow? They don't even blink. And the best part? You can harvest outer leaves continuously and the plant just keeps producing. It's the gift that keeps on giving, like that one friend who always brings snacks. If you want a garden that makes your neighbors question reality, kale is your starter plant. Subscribe to Plant Care Secret for more tips on making your garden the envy of the entire neighborhood, even in winter. Crop number 2, spinach. Number 2, spinach, the sneaky overachiever that everyone underestimates. Spinach is that quiet student who shows up, does the work, and gets straight A's without bragging. It'll handle frost like it's nothing. We're talking down to 12 degrees C, some varieties even lower. And here's the kicker. Spinach grown in cold weather is superior. It's more tender, sweeter, and doesn't have that bitter edge that summer spinach sometimes gets. I remember one December, yes, December, I was convinced my spinach was done for. Heavy snow, freezing nights, the whole apocalypse scenario. Went out there expecting to find plant mush. Instead, perfect deep green leaves just chilling under a blanket of snow like they were at a spa retreat. That's when I realized winter spinach doesn't just survive, it thrives. It's basically showing off at that point. Crop number 3, Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts, the most misunderstood vegetable in history and an absolute tank in cold weather. Everyone hates Brussels sprouts because they've only had them cooked wrong. But that's not what we're here for. We're here because these little cabbage balls are frost-loving maniacs. They can handle 10 degrees easily, and honestly, they need frost to taste good. Before frost, they're bitter. After frost, sweet, nutty, incredible. The plant looks like something from a science fiction movie. This tall stalk covered in mini cabbages spiraling up like nature's weirdest tower. And there they stand, covered in snow, completely unbothered, producing food when everything around them is dead. Growing Brussels sprouts is like having a victory flag planted in your garden that says, winter? Never heard of her. Crop for 4, carrots. Carrots, underground ninjas that laugh at surface-level problems like freezing temperatures. Here's what most people don't know. Carrots are actually better after frost. The cold triggers them to convert starches into sugars, same as kale, making them incredibly sweet. We're talking candy-level sweetness from a root vegetable. You can mulch them heavily and keep harvesting all through November, December, even January in some climates. Just dig through the mulch and snow, pull up a carrot, and you've got the freshest vegetable possible while everyone else is eating storage room carrots from who knows when. I've pulled carrots from frozen ground, literally frozen, and they were still crisp and perfect. It's like they're hibernating underground, just waiting for you to wake them up for dinner. Crop number 5, leeks. Leeks are the fancy cousin who shows up to winter like it's a black tie event and still outperforms everyone. These elegant vegetables can handle serious cold, down to 15 degrees Celsius without protection. They just stand there in your garden bed, tall and proud, while snow piles around them. And the flavor? Incredible. Sweet, mild, perfect for soups and stews when you actually want hot food. The best part about leeks is how low maintenance they are. Plant them, ignore them through summer, and by November they're ready to harvest while continuing to grow slowly through winter. They're like the responsible adult of the garden. Reliable, consistent, no drama. Crop number 6, winter lettuce Mâche. Number 6 is winter lettuce varieties and Mâche, corn salad. Yes, salad. In November. I know what you're thinking. Lettuce? In winter? That's insane. And you're absolutely right. It is insane. That's what makes it so satisfying. Certain lettuce varieties, and especially Mâche, can handle light frosts and keep producing tender leaves well into late fall and early winter. With a simple cold frame or row cover, you can push them even further. We're talking fresh salads when there's snow on the ground. Nothing, and I mean nothing, flexes on people harder than serving fresh garden salad in November. The psychological warfare alone is worth growing these. Make sure you're subscribed to Plant Care Secret because we'll be covering the exact varieties and protection methods that'll have you eating fresh salads while your neighbors scrape ice off their windshields. Crop number 7, parsnips. Finally, number 7, parsnips, the forgotten root vegetable that's basically immortal. Parsnips are hardcore. They require frost to develop their full flavor. You literally cannot rush these plants. They need cold weather to transform from starchy to sweet. Some gardeners leave them in the ground all winter and harvest them in spring. That's not survival, that's dominance. They look like white carrots, taste like a sweet, earthy, slightly nutty dream, and they will absolutely survive anything November throws at them. Snow? Please? Frost? They're counting on it. Freezing nights? That's just seasoning. So there you have it. 7 crops that make November look like amateur hour. 7 vegetables that refuse to die, refuse to quit, and refuse to let winter win. And here's my challenge to you. Grow at least 3 of these this year. Transform your garden from a sad, empty wasteland into a productive, frost-defying fortress of fresh food. Imagine stepping outside on a freezing morning, breath visible in the air, and harvesting dinner. That's not just gardening, that's legendary. Your garden could be the one everyone talks about, the one that produces food year-round, the one that makes people stop and ask, "Wait, how are you growing that in this weather?" Subscribe to Plant Care Secret right now. We're building a community of gardeners who don't accept seasons as limitations. Hit that notification bell because we've got more cold weather strategies, winter growing guides, and year-round harvesting secrets coming your way. Winter doesn't have to mean game over, not anymore. Now get out there and plant some zombie crops. Your future self, standing in the snow, eating fresh vegetables, feeling absolutely invincible, will thank you. See you in the next one. And remember, the garden never truly sleeps when you know which plants to wake up.